Hey everybody, DGooden24 here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing one last NASCAR 25 video before I get to play the game. Now, if a big video of gameplay or something comes out between then and now, we'll talk about it. But I'm hoping I get to play the game early next week. For full transparency, the team knows what console I'm wanting to play on, and it's all about when they decide to give me the code. I'm at their mercy on that. And that's not a complaint. That's just how it works, So we'll see and hope that it's early next week and not like middle of next week. As soon as I can show you gameplay, I will. And we'll look at all the stuff you guys are concerned about. Anyway, let's kind of get into it here. This is going to be really off the cuff, and I don't really have like a list of things I want to talk about. We're just going to talk about the stuff I want to talk about. To start off, a lot of you may have seen somebody made a 24-minute video critiquing and analyzing my concerns video, my addressing your guys' concerns, and they went through the whole thing and made 24 minutes of it. And I'm not gonna really talk about it that much. I guess it means I've made it in this space. If someone's willing to do that, that person did not use my name at all in the video. Said this gentleman. I thought that was pretty silly. He did comment on my video and say he's going to be using it for his video. But, if we're going to go through all that and not even say my name, then whatever. I just thought that was pretty silly, the whole thing. But, I'll take the free publicity or whatever it came out of it. Somebody commented that I don't know racing because people take left side tires at Talladega. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't. If you want to say that I don't know anything about NASCAR or racing, then fine. So be it. I can't convince you, It's fine. So that was kind of funny. That was a very interesting thing that happened. Honestly, it gained me a bunch of new followers on Twitter, and I'll take the free publicity. So, they've been doing this thing where they're releasing all these tracks, like each track on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. It's releasing pictures of the track and stuff, and some gameplay screenshots, and I think they've been okay. I kind of like that. That's kind of a neat thing. I don't know. I think I personally this is one of my major gripes with everyone's been so either this game's gonna be amazing or this game's gonna be terrible. There's no in between, and I've been saying this game's gonna be good. I will say some of my complaints about this game is I think the marketing could be a lot better. I feel like it's kind of been a little bit of a mess. I'm not really going to get into specifics on that, but I do think that it could have been a little bit better. I feel like we're a week away from this game coming out, and I still feel like we haven't seen enough gameplay. And I mean, I'm sure next week it's going to be crazy. Depending on when that embargo lifts, that's what's going to be the big thing. I am pretty sure that the embargo for career mode is going to be day of release, so I can't show you that until I'm allowed. That stinks because that's what I want to play the most, but they want it to be special for you guys, and I get that. But that's the thing I'm most excited to play. So I'm going to try to play as much as I can and get a bunch of videos lined up. I imagine for my first day that this game comes out, I'll try to do a race in every series, kind of show you all the menus and stuff like that. We got time. But it'll be something like that. It'll probably be a nice long video. I'll probably do a few videos that day. I'm excited. But like I said, with the track stuff, they've here we have this video at Homestead, and this is probably the best video of this game that I've seen, gameplay wise. I think it looks really good. The track looks great. The lighting looks great. We have a wreck in this video. It's not a player wreck. It is a whatever it's called, a true Monster Games NASCAR heat wreck, and I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. So you're gonna watch here the 7 car of Justin Haley. He's going to go into the corner, and he's going to, I'm sorry, we're getting there, spin. You see the smoke come out. This looks a lot like NASCAR heat. Smoke comes out, and he spins, and this is actually a pretty good-looking spin. You could say it's a left rear tire going down or something, and he kind of nose it into the wall pretty hard. I wish we had more damage here for sure, but I wish the damage model was a little softer. That's another complaint I have, but so be it. It's just how it goes. And he noses into the wall pretty good and slides. I thought that looked really nice. I know this isn't a player wrecking the AI car physics, but this I think this whole sequence is pretty darn good. So he spins, and bam, nose into the wall. I really like the look of that. And then we get some shots of the battle. That's about it. I think that this looks really nice. Big fan of that. Good. I'm not going to go into like every screenshot or whatever that we have here. That's silly. But we did get some career news. Jeff Gluck, Matt Weaver, Kelly Crandall, and I don't remember if anybody else, NASCAR Chasm, posted this social media screen. And it looks like it is going to be after the race ends. Like it's going to be the last screen that you see before you go back to the main menu. And it's a social media wrap-up. Now they gave this just basic standard image of this. And each influencer had their own little thing right here where my mouse was. And Gluck's was like a good race poll thing. I thought it was very funny because they're like, it's AI. And then this guy came out that worked on the game and was like, no, I wrote all these, blah, blah, blah. I went back and looked at past tweets, et cetera, and I thought that was very funny. And even if so, like, I don't know. I saw a lot of people complaining about this. Like, this isn't realistic that Jeff Gluck would say that. I mean, what are we... Come on. Like... You think we're going to get Jeff Gluck's personality like word for word in every single post-race thing? No, this looks fine. This looks good. Was Daytona a good race? And it says 90% of you said yes. And ta-da. And I like that a lot. And Matt Weaver's was pretty good. It was just talking about like one, I think his was like Denny Hamlin was mad at your driver, et cetera, et cetera. And now here's what really interests me. Like I do like the fact that we have, these influencers. Also, where's me at complaining about the race? Come on. What is social media after a NASCAR race without me whining about how the race went? Anyway, the blurred stuff is what I'm interested in seeing whenever the game releases. And I'll tell you why. So obviously they don't want us to see what this says, and I'm not going to try to unblur it and blah, blah, blah. But this is giving me Dirt to Daytona vibes. And sure, like... the Twitter stuff right here, like the driver comments, that's a lot like NASCAR Heat, and that's fine. But what I'm super interested in is what's going to be right here. And I really hope that like this isn't just all blurred stuff and you get like just Jeff Gluck tweeting. I will be very disappointed if that's the case. Like that will be just incredibly saddening to me. But if we get legitimate stuff in these, that's going to be cool. But this right here, if we can get some sort of post-race recap, even if it's pretty bare bones like iRacing or NR 2003 was, that's pretty good. I'm sure some of you are going to be saying, well, you're accepting the bare minimum. Fine. But for me, this gives me Dirt to Daytona vibes. After every race, you would get a little newspaper clip. And they did repeat a fair amount. But I always liked looking at it. And when I was younger, I tried to like see if I could scroll to the next page to see if I could find the rest of it. But it'd be about your driver, and you'd have a little nickname, and it would talk about other drivers interacting with you or whatever. And if we could get something like that, I would be very happy because I would imagine it's going to be more in-depth than Dirt to Daytona was. So I'm going to cross my fingers. I've seen a lot of people complaining on Twitter, Reddit, whatever, and saying that they're afraid the career mode is going to be very shallow. And I just don't understand that. I really don't. Is it just because there's no silly season? I don't know. From everything we've seen, I'm just baffled because we have, to start off, we have this. If we looked at the screenshots, and let me go find them. Okay, we just did a Google search, and we're going to kind of find pictures here. So first thing we saw here was, this is going to be Gary's tweet here, if it'll cancel. This is going to be Gary's tweet here, and let's open it up. Open link and tab. Let's open this up, and so we've got this deep career mode thing, and obviously they're saying deep career mode. Let's not act like, we got to take that at face value. But we've got full stats, which is great. If we look down here, I kind of went over this in the trailer thing, but we've got urgent tasks, garage, parts store, office, and you've got reputation you're going to earn, and you earn reputation to make it to the next series. And just the stuff with like the backgrounds and the shot backgrounds, for me it adds a level of immersion. There's also a logo that I'm pretty sure you can create yourself. Like, we're not talking like Black Ops level of creation. I don't know 100% on that, but I do think it's going to be a little bit more in depth than we're used to. We'll see. Cross our fingers. I'm hoping finances is more like we have after each race we have repairs and stuff. That stuff I'm hoping for, but I think regardless of that, I do think this is going to be a pretty deep career mode. And here's another reason why. Let's go ahead and let's click this right here. We'll take a look at another screenshot here. So here we have, there's another social media tab. You've got the garage background. When you make it to the Cup Series, it looks a lot like NASCAR '09. I like that a lot. You've got staff, you've got a hire and fire. Now, it could be pretty basic, like the World of Outlaw games or NASCAR Heat. I'm going to hope it's a little bit more than that, but we'll see. But let's look down here. Expenses. That's exactly what I'm wanting. Staff expenses. Boom. Per week. Part expenses. Probably per week. And the tire agreements. You're paying for all the tires. So essentially, you have money coming in and you have money going out. So hopefully it's going to be kind of challenging to make money. We'll see. Hopefully down the line, or maybe in this game when we earn sponsors, it'll be a little bit more in depth. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, and also there are these little opportunities you have to increase your rep or boost your, let's see, WP. I assume that's like work something. So we'll take a look at this. Like, good news, we've been contacted by a major movie studio and they want you to have a cameo in the upcoming film. Unfortunately, it's also inventory season and helping the team would free up some resources. So there are choices so you can make to help with your rep or your team something. I don't know. We'll have to see. But for me, like, I know this is very surface level. It's just kind of a pick and choose type of thing. But it's something. It's some depth. It's something to do, something you can mess with. And for me as a kid, I thought that was very cool. Like in not NASCAR. In Madden 06, you would do the movie stuff. Now, you had lines and stuff you had to do. So, obviously, I don't think we're going to have that much depth in here, but I like this. There's another screenshot that I couldn't quite find that said, like, the movie was a hit, and you earned blah, blah, blah. So, there's a little bit of depth. Then, like, here's another one. Hey, boss, a couple of opportunities that came up. That could get us head for the week. One is a great way to get back to the neighborhood, and the other will help the team here in the shop. So, you can boost your rep by doing a local park cleanup, or you can pitch in the shop. It's stuff like this that, we're just adding depth and immersion to the game. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will be like, well, this is an AI person. I'm not. I'm done arguing about AI. In this, I don't care. I do not care. Anyway, so I do think the career mode is going to be pretty darn good. And then the Dale Jr. stuff, there's some stuff I know about that I can't quite speak about. I just think that we're going to have a decently good career mode with some depth and some good storytelling. And I think that's probably as good as we can ask for right off the bat here. Because, in these foundation games, I know everyone's tired of saying that, but in these base games, the career mode's pretty bad. So, like, Ignition, very bare bones career mode. Yeah, you signed contracts, but you get to pick your team, etc. NASCAR, what did we have before that? We had the Heat games. The first Heat Evolution had a pretty bare career mode. It was just like you ran your own cup team and you upgraded it and got sponsors. It was okay, but the game wasn't very good. The let's see, the Utechnics games, 2011 didn't even have a career mode. It was bad. It was just a season mode where you could run as whatever car you wanted. Ugh. Let's see, and then we had the EA games, and that's a hard one because they started in 98, but we didn't get a career mode until 2001 for NASCAR Thunder 2002, and that one was okay. And then they slowly made it better. 03 was great. 04 was great. 05 had all the series, and it got from there. A complaint that I'm hearing right now is don't say it's a foundation game because Monster has been making games. That's fair. I will give them that. But here's my rebuttal for that. Monster Games and iRacing are obviously working together on this. This is on a brand new engine for them. I believe it's Unreal 5. It could be Unreal 4, but it's Unreal. and it's on the Unreal Engine, and all they had worked on before was Unity. World of Outlaw games, NASCAR Heat, it was on Unity. And I saw a lot of people saying they're using the World of Outlaw engine. I'm like, no, that game is on Unity. This is on Unreal. And I don't know game dev, obviously, but I'm going to say that working on a new engine that you hadn't worked on before is going to be a little bit more challenging than working on something that you're used to. And you've made NASCAR Heat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess they didn't make 5, but and then the Tony Stewart games, the SRX game, the World of Outlaw games. Like Unity was what they've worked on for the most part. I'm pretty certain. And this is a whole new thing. And people have been saying 2 years is plenty of time. I disagree. You're building this game essentially from scratch in a new engine, and so they have to bring in all the iRacing assets, which probably help time consumption. I would say if they didn't have the iRacing assets, this game would not be done. So they brought all that in, and I'm going to assume they wanted to make career mode a big thing right off the bat. And so I'm sure they worked on that. And so in my opinion, what I'm thinking is that they worked on this game all the way up until the day it went gold, and they're probably still working on it for the day one patch. And I don't mean that as like a good thing, obviously. I'm sure, from what it sounds like, I would assume they were a little behind. I'm not saying like delay type thing, but they needed to get this game out for, before the end of the season. And I think that makes sense. I just think that they're in a place where it's not like delay worthy, but they, were right up against it. And I'm going to assume that's why things like burnouts got cut and so on and so forth. I don't mean it as an excuse, but I feel like it's one of those things where, like, if you delay it for months, that's just revenue that you're not getting. And that's just kind of the thing with game development now. You can always patch it later. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. That's kind of, obviously it's crappy. But, we're going to hope that when we get to play the game next week, that it's in a decent spot and it plays fine, and we'll see. From everything I've gathered, I really think that they have been working their tails off the whole time to get this done. I also, like, another complaint that I've been seeing a lot of is, since this is a foundation, like, I've seen complaints of people saying that on sports games, if you get a foundation and they won't build, the first game is normally the best, and then they just take it easy. Well, that's Madden for sure. I have never seen that from Monster Games. Let's take a look here. So, we had the original NASCAR Heat Evolution. I think we can all agree it was bad. It was really bad. Like, some people say the worst NASCAR game ever. Obviously not now after Ignition. I still disagree with that. And so, what did they do? Each game got a little bit better. NASCAR Heat 2 added all the series. We got Trucks and Xfinity. And while the gameplay was still kind of the same, it was a little bit better, but they put in a lot of work to get that. NASCAR Heat 3, they put more work into the career mode. I can't remember specifics, but it was a step up from Heat 2. The game played a little bit better. The career mode was a little bit deeper. I think they added rivals in that one. They added in one of them, either 2 or 3. And then in Heat 4, the game looked a crap ton better. Like, each game made improvements. I think NASCAR Heat 3 was probably my favorite of the gameplay-wise. NASCAR Heat 3, I had the most fun with the AI. Each game, they made improvements. You can't say NASCAR Heat 5. That was Motorsport Games just putting out a reskin with new schemes. But yeah, each game got better. So I'm not seeing this complaint with the games aren't going to get better every time when they have a track record of getting better. The Tony Stewart sprint car racing game, not very good. I didn't really like that much. All-American Racing, pretty good. Pretty good. The game after that, SRX, I liked that game a lot too. And then we had the World of Outlaw games, which were both very good. Each time they've worked on something, the next game has been a little bit better. They've put their work from the previous one into the next one. Gosh, everybody's bugging me today during this. I don't even know where I was. Anyway. I think I should probably wrap up here. I am still excited for this game. I understand a lot of the problems and qualms that you all have, and a lot of them are fair. I'm not going to say that they're not. if you have specific reasons you don't want to play this game or buy it, don't. Wait till you see more gameplay from your favorite creator or whoever that you trust. That's a very valid thing. And if you're waiting on me to play it to determine, that's fine. I just want you to know that I'm going into this with a lot more of an open mind. I'm not expecting iRacing. I like the not just NASCAR games, but the other games. I like their little skeleton that they have, and Matt has made it very clear that this is like a hybrid game with like iRacing, like stuff and heat stuff, like the AI, and I'm okay with that. I am. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be, or at least some certain people are going to be like, well, that's unacceptable, blah, blah, blah. I just can't feel that way, I just can't. I think we have a decent, developer who's put a lot of time into these games. They've got a good track record. And I just think that we're going to have a pretty solid experience. I do think that this is still going to be the best game that we've had since the late NASCAR PS2 games, like NASCAR 07, 08. I saw some people commenting on my video saying, you said this was going to be the greatest NASCAR game ever. No, in no way did I say that. This is not going to be better than NR 2003 or NASCAR Thunder 04 or Chase for the Cup. I don't expect that. But I expect it to be the best thing we've had in a freaking long while. I'm going to choose to be optimistic, and if we play the game and it's bad, I'll say it's bad. Okay? But for me, if I can do some races and have some fun, that's what I'm looking for. You may not be looking for that, and that's totally fair. Just watch your favorite content creator, see what you think, and go buy it. I'm not sitting here telling you to go out and pre-order this game for $80 or whatever the cost is, okay? Especially considering I'm getting the game for free. I will be buying it on Steam. I will be buying a version of it for sure. But my opinion will not be swayed either or because I'm getting a free copy of the game. I want to make that abundantly clear. That's not how I operate. Do I appreciate it? Yes, very much. Especially considering for the last NASCAR game, I didn't get one. So it means for me that I've grown as a creator. But it's not going to affect my thoughts on the game. I'm going to call a spade a spade. But I just want you to know that I'm going to be more of an optimist. I'm not going to be very nitpicky like some of you are. And if you want to be that way, that's fine. Like I said, choose with your dollar. Okay? That's just where we're at. So I thank you all for being here. We've got a really big week next week. I am excited to play the game and show it to you. And we're going to hopefully get a bunch of new viewers and subscribers. And I can't wait to show all of you. If you're new now, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to get yourself notified for when that happens. I've got a lot of nice things to say about the other creators that I've been along with us in this process. Goin and Joey Stone and Michael Marutz have all been very kind to me, and I appreciate them very much. It feels kind of nice to be lumped in with those guys. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty cool. So thank you guys. Are you excited? Are you not hyped? Are you mad? Are you scared? Whatever. Let me know in the comments, and we'll discuss. Thanks, guys.